What's going on, YouTube and cryptocurrency family? My name is Harry. I'm the Crypto Vet. Thank you for tuning back in. Looks like the markets are starting to go to the downside right now, but we're going to take a look at that and see if, Donald Trump's actual tweet against cryptocurrencies and calling them all a scam had anything to do with this, or if this is just normal market structure playing out as more and more fear, uncertainty, and doubt gets put into the market. So if you like the content, if you like everything I'm bringing to you, please hit the like, hit the subscribe. Really appreciate it. The channel's growing really fast, and thank you guys so much for that. If you haven't already, follow me on Twitter at XRP Veterinarian. Here I post charts and then different things that I'm following and new information that I come across as quickly as I can. So, if that's something that you find interesting, hop on there, and I update it every day. So also links for Twitch, Discord, all the other goodies are down below. But let's go ahead and get started. Head over to CoinMarketCap. We can see right now that the market cap has been going down pretty quickly here. We're down to about $1.5 trillion. Bitcoin dominance is also dropping slightly. However, most cryptocurrencies right now are struggling. As you can see, we have a lot of red in the market here right now. If we see who the biggest gainers are right now, we have Theta and Theta Fuel both doing very, very well right now. PAX, and then we go to the stable coins. So overall, not too many on the big gainers here, and they may be lagging and start to drop here very soon. Also, the biggest losers, I think this may just be the beginning. But let's go and take a look at that and see what we got. If we head to the Bitcoin dominance, we can see we've dropped down to about 41.62. We're still right on that key support, the 50% for the midpoint of supports that was previous back in 2018. And we're currently sitting on this support, and we could drop down and set a new lower low here and potentially go down and have another mini alt season here in between. The rest of the cycle goes. Not quite sure yet, so we'll keep an eye on that. If we were to drop, say, below 41, I imagine we could get quite down here to like 37-ish pretty fast. So, and the way that I would see that happening is through Ethereum, and I'll go over that when we get to Ethereum. So we're keeping an eye on that. If we look at Bitcoin here just on the weekly, put that up. We're looking here at Bitcoin on the weekly. We can see that we've already corrected a lot. We've gone from a high of 65,000 all the way down to, was that a little under 30? This is a 54% correction already. So what I've done here is just, if, no matter where you think it's going to go up or go down, whether it breaks up or breaks down, no matter where it goes after falling through another support or resistance, these are the areas that I think will be very, very key levels to look out for if you are wanting to buy back in. Again, I'm just a doctor/idiot. This is not financial advice. It's just my opinions on the market and what I'm currently doing. So right now, I do think that the 30,000 will hold very well. And if we were to come back down here, I think that we will create a double bottom and move to the upside. But if all of this fails, the projected target for us to break down to is around roughly 25 grand. So I have that represented with a red line. If we were to somehow get some bullish momentum, when we got above 42, this line that I have here in the middle of the golden pocket, this is when I would flip bullish and start looking for some price targets and some longs up to around 50,000. But for right now, we're sitting in a waiting game as we accumulate in this area. The good thing is we're building lots and lots of support in this area. So if we were to pump above this again, we might be able to get support again at this area and then bounce to the upside and see some good price action. But for right now, it's looking pretty bearish, and we could be seeing a drop at least back down to the $30,000 area, or maybe even down to the 25 if it goes all the way down. Now, with the Fibonacci levels from the top to the bottom of this cycle, we could potentially get good support at the 382, which is going to be right here at around 26.5. So that could be another level as these drop down, and another one was 28.5 as well. So keep an eye on that to see. Now, if we take a look at this on the 4-hour, we'll zoom in quite a bit here. We have two little patterns that we could have been forming. It seems like the blue one is the more likely one that we actually broke down, confirmed, and then came down to here. Now, if we are in this big yellow symmetrical triangle here, we tried to get out, failed at this orange trend line, but we are still within the pattern if we can close this 4-hour above the $34,400 level on Bitcoin. So we'll still see, you know, anything can happen here. A lot of buying volume, people could go up. I really do think that the time we cross this orange line, which if you see how far this goes back to the top where we were at 60,000 before we started the pump, like falling down. We have a touch there, a touch, and, you know, if we can get above that and start building our way up, this would probably be the area that would be the bottom, if we can break above that. If we keep getting rejected here, we could see those lower prices that we were looking at on the previous chart. So here's it on just zoomed in just a tad bit more, and you can see that we're actually falling underneath our even lowest support for this pattern. So we could be confirming this pattern for a breakdown to the downside, but we'll keep an eye on it. Now, if we look over to Ethereum was actually looking really good, like it could potentially break out to the upside. Well, now we are still in this potentially ascending triangle, maybe symmetrical triangle. If we break down, we're most likely going to be seeing prices close to around $1,600 for Ethereum. So we'll see how that plays out. But the one good thing lining up with Ethereum, in my opinion, is if we look at Ethereum against BTC, and I have the dates marked roughly a year apart, 4 years apart with green, we can see that once we got above the 382, it was about 1 to 3 weeks. This was when we started to pump to the upside and then went parabolic, right? But right before it, you could see on the 236, we came up, got above it a little bit, got rejected, and then once we were below it, confirmed the 20 daily exponential moving average, and then punched up to the upside. And that's exactly what it's done right here. And this would make sense that we would be back here in the same exact spot in the future cycle, just one ladder higher on the Fibonacci levels. So we could be seeing some really, really big price action up to here. And then 0.1 Bitcoin right now is currently only going to be $3,400 for Ethereum, and we've already seen $3,400 Ethereum, you know, not too far away. And if we look at right where my next level that I want to get above to see that we can start the next run is exactly the movement needed to get back above. So keep an eye out for Ethereum potentially breaking out, even though Bitcoin is consolidating, and then everything else come to follow afterwards. So just like, in a sense, Ethereum led the way in the previous start of everything, we could have Ethereum lead the way again. I'm looking at XRP. We can see that in that like Wyckoff distribution, same with Bitcoin, that we're just bouncing in between levels, and we can't tell if we're in phase B, phase C, whatever the case may be. But we're finding good support on different parallel little channels here. And right now, 87 seems to be very, very good for XRP. So we're just going to have to see if we can keep that up. If we zoom into the hourly, we can see that we broke out of the pattern that we were in. That was nice and cozy and comfortable, but we are potentially going to get back above the 20 weekly and the 236 or 286, yeah, 236 fib extension. So this could be a fake out and we bounce up, but as of right now, everything looks a little bit more bearish. If we do pump back up to the upside, you know, I would expect a lot of selling pressure right at this line 92, 93. So if we can get above those areas and hold that as support, I would say we'll go to the upside. But that would be where I expect to see a rejection, some sideways action before we actually get to the upside. So we'll keep an eye out on everything. It does look pretty bad as of right now, but you know, you only lose money if you sell. If you can have the patience, I promise at some point it will come back. But it's going to do it for this video. If you have any questions, concerns, please leave them in the comments. Get a hold of me somehow, and I'll do my best to answer them as soon as possible. But you guys have a good day.